Hey guys, let's have a laser look up on the upcoming films of 2024. To begin with 2024, that takes off on a note of tremendous theatrical tenacity, with some powerful and pivotal projects packed up in the cinematic queue of the year that is flourishingly filled with some fascinating and fearless films that go on to explore a diverse range of significant stories that look to label upon a long-lasting mark with their majestic marvelism. The first film I would like to talk about here is Main Atal Hoon, that stars Pankaj Tripathi in the pivotal and paramount role of the late Prime Minister of India, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, as the film explores the story of the sturdy statesman that led India to glory and gratification through the course of some of the most turbulent and sensitive times in the history of the country. The film also dives deep into the dots and dashes of the legendary leader's lustrous life as it brings forth the fanciful facets of his pleasing personality, wherein it brings to board his lavish and limitless love for literature and poetry, where the film flows and fences upon the light-hearted and soulful side of his lambent life. The film is all set to be released on 19th January 2024 and looks to make upon a memorable mark in the long list of the brave-hearted and beloved biopics. The second big release of the year comes forth in the flashy and flamboyant form of Fighter, that sees Hrithik Roshan star in the titular role of Shamsher Pathania, as the plot of the film revolves around the protagonist fulfilling his lifelong dream of becoming a member of the Indian Air Force, wherein he must rise above the strenuous strikings of challenges and hurdles to be heaved and held upon as a true hero. The film that looks forward to make a majestic mark is all set to be released on 25th January 2024 and is intriguingly the first instance where Hrithik and Deepika will be sharing the on-screen space as the foremost faces of the film, where the film also happens to be the third collaboration between Hrithik Roshan and Siddharth Anand after the action-packed projects of Bang Bang and War. The film happens to be Anand's first directorial outing after the last year's average action year of Pathan that marked that the magnified but the one venture up as a momentous comeback of SRK, with the film being both bragged and boasted up as a blooming brand of Bollywood's celebrated comeback. Fighter, on the other hand, will happen to release exactly a year after Pathan played out the comeback of Bollywood's beloved Badshah, where it is all set to stage out a swagged show at the ceremonious curtains of cinema. Carrying forth with the festivity of films, the year will see many peak projects unveil their magnetic majesticness, with some of them being the most blazing and ambitious anticipated of the year, like the one of Pushpa to the Rule, which is a sequel to the 2021 film Pushpa the Rise, and the forthcoming film is all set to be heartily hemmed again by Sukumar, who directed the franchise's first outing as well, wherein the new film will once again see Alu Arjun reprising his pivotal role of Pushpa Raj, along with Fada Fasil and Rashmika Mandana, also all set to reprise their radiant and rich roles. Digging deep down into the year, we will also witness the sensational sights of Singham again, as the daring duo of Devgan and his dear director Rohit Shetty are once again set to rapturously roll with this new outing of the celebrated cinematic cop, as the film is all set for a fabulous face-off with Pushpa to the Rule, as both the films will be resoundingly released alongside on 15th August 2024, as they look forward to carve down yet another celebrated clash in the captivating chapters of cinema. Coming to the engaging and enticing elm of international films, the year has many prominent and pivotal projects stored up in its prolific package, where I must start with the second spectacle of the Dune franchise, wherein the primary and principal character of Paul Atreides that will be played once again by Timothée Chalamet, wherein his chief character continues his jagged journey while being united with Channing and the Freeman as he looks to wreak revenge against the cunning conspirators who detrimentally destroyed his fond family. The film is all set to be released on 1st March 2024, with the Indian audiences to have this alluring access from 15th of March 2024. Continuing with this compelling and captivating cinematic carnival, the year will also see the yearningly yielded project of Kung Fu Panda 4 that will see Po, who is gearing up to be this graceful and gracious guide, as he's all set to stand strong and serenic as the spiritual leader of his Valley of Peace. Along with obeying the opulent obligation, the protagonist needs someone to take his place as the Dragon Warrior, for which he needs to train a new passionate practitioner of his art, along with the enduringly encountering the vicious villain called the Chameleon, who conjures up vanquished villains from the past. The film is all set to be released on 8th of March 2024, with the same being slated for its Indian territorial release on 29th March 2024, which is all set to take us back on a gleeful and gripping ride with Poe and his fabulous friends. Going into the spellbinding season of the summer sensations that has clothed significant spectacles in its promising package, which will have us witnessing the wonderful wonderstrucks like the one of Deadpool 3 that will see the stupendous supers of Wolverine and Deadpool coming together to carry out on a common mission where Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds will reprise their riveting and renowned roles, with the film all set to be released on 26 July 2024 and will be marked up as the 34th film in the majestic movie manner of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The year will also have us see some of the most pivotal and priceless projects like the one of Inside Out 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and not to forget the fascinating and fanciful phenomena of Mufasa the Lion King that will serve as a prestigious prequel to the sensational story of the sweet Simba, wherein the new film stages out a special story of the rise of one of the greatest kings of Pride Land. The year of 2024 will definitely be dreadfully incomplete without the major mention of the substantial sequel to the 2019 film Joker that is terrifically titled as The Joker Folie à Deux and will be a musical thriller film that will see Joaquin Phoenix reprise his regally regarded role of the Joker, wherein the film will also see Lady Gaga glamoring up the screen with her enduring enactment of Harley Quinn. The film is all set to go out for its gorging grab on October 4th, 2024, wherein Todd Phillips is once again set to helm out this honorable harp as he hats up once again in the director's chair as he looks to recreate the monumental magic maximized by its phenomenal predecessor. Coming back to the breathtaking and brave brand of Bollywood, which looks to blazingly beam up the year with some sparkling and skyrocketing showcases of Kalki 2898 AD, Yodha, Metro Indiro, Bade Miyan Chote Miyan, Mr. and Mrs. Mahi, Stree 2, Jigra, Bhool Bhulaiya 3, and the all-assembled entertainer of Welcome to the Jungle, all of which look to carve out and cement up a compelling chapter in this enlivened and engaging year of cinema. The following lines give it a close, as if the preceding plots have left us with some pinnacles that are applaud, while the shining sunspots upon the coming chapters to behold, whereas the cinematic cruise continues to charm alongside the shining shore, wherein the magic of movies is ecstatically enchanted and explored. The year that looks to floor up with the flawless flair. Hey guys, if you like my video, you can click on the like and share button, and you can also subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss upon these types of videos. Let's come together and celebrate the magic of movies.